Hey guys, the day is finally here. It's here. Embargo has broken and I can now tell you all of the things about my Captain Marvel set visit. You guys, first of all, this movie comes out in theaters tonight. Be sure you see it. Support Marvel. Support Brie Larson. Go see it. But let me tell you about all the amazing things that I saw on the set of Captain Marvel last year. I'm Tessa with mamasgeeky.com. You guys, when we first found out I was going to be on the set of Captain Marvel, I died a little. Like, just a little bit. I am a huge Marvel fan. Clearly a huge Marvel fan. And I could not wait to get on set. I saw so many things. I touched things. I mean, it was incredible. The first thing that we did, as soon as we walked in, there was a table laid out with all sorts of props of blasters from the movie, right? From the movie. These were being used by the actors in the movie. And I was looking at them and I'm like, And the props guy started to talk to us and he said, well, there's purple ones and green ones, which are Skrull and Kree blasters. And now this is before we saw anything, guys. There were no trailers. There were no images. There was like nothing, right? This is when they were first filming. Okay. So I was like, oh my God, it's going to be the Kree Skrull War. It's going to be the Kree Skrull War. It's going to be the Kree Skrull War. At this point, we did not know that Skrulls were going to be a part of the movie. So I was freaking out. The Skrulls are literally my favorite alien species from the Marvel Comics. I love the Skrulls. If you haven't come to any of my lives before, you might not know, but I often go off on a rant about how Secret Invasion and Dark Reign are some of the best storylines, if not the best storylines in the Marvel Comics. So I was thrilled. I am so excited. I'm really hoping that this opens up a Secret Invasion storyline and maybe even a Dark Reign storyline now that we have control. Like, hopefully we can get Norman Osborn and like maybe the Sentry, and like we have control of so many more characters, or we will have control of so many more characters when the Fox Disney merger goes through. So I am super excited. I am really hoping. I mean, Spider-Woman, right, is like the major like kickoff for Secret Invasion. I don't want to say too much. If you guys haven't read Secret Invasion, go read it now. But knowing that the Skrulls were going to be involved in Captain Marvel, for me, was like, oh my God, we might get it. We just might get it. So I have a really amazing picture to show you guys of me holding one of the blasters. I was also with a couple of my really good friends, Amanda and Tati. And it was just amazing. It was such an amazing experience and I will never forget it. And let me tell you, watching the movie, I'm like, where's that blaster I was holding? Where's that blaster I was holding? After that, we got to walk through some of the sets, like some of the actual sets. We saw the Mind Fracker and we actually took a photo in it. Oh, we did not know we were technically upside down when we took this photo, right? Brie Larson is upside down in the Mind Fracker. We didn't know that at the time, but that's, so we were in this torture device. Wrong, totally wrong. But it's still an amazing photo. We got two photos, one being tortured and one smiling, having fun. But it was just amazing to be there. I'm like, Brie Larson was in here. Carol Danvers was in here being tortured. That's crazy cool, right? That's crazy cool. I was walking around on a Kree spaceship, guys. I was on a Kree spaceship. That's amazing. And then we got to see while they were building some of the sets, we got to see the quad jet, which is what they call the jet that they use because it was a precursor to the Quinn jet. Amazing. And then we were surprised with watching them film a scene. We saw Samuel L. Jackson and Brie Larson filming a scene inside a jet. And we also saw the cat. Well, we saw one of the cats who plays Chewie. I'm always going to call him Chewie. I know it's Goose. Always going to call that cat Chewie. And it was amazing. We got to watch the scene be filmed a few times. It was just such an amazing experience. We found out there are actually 3 cats that play Goose the cat, which is kind of a fun fact for you guys. But we watched the whole scene being filmed, or a good amount of it, I should say. We watched it, them run through it a couple of times. We saw some little bloopers. It was so much fun. But we got to do that along with the brilliant mind, producer Jonathan Schwartz. He was so nice. He started asking, do you guys have any questions? Talk to me. Let me tell you what I can. And this was all before the premiere of Infinity War. After this, we went to the premiere and after party for Infinity War, which was amazing. But Jonathan was so nice. And I was like, Skrulls, are we going to get a Secret Invasion in the future? I know they're Skrulls. Tell me everything about it. And he's like, I can't tell you, but, and he pulls out his phone and he showed me a picture of one of the Skrulls in makeup. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that's what I did. I'm pretty sure I was like, oh, it looked amazing. You guys have now since seen what the Skrulls look like, but for me, my heart like exploded. My mind was going crazy. I was freaking out because, like I've said, the Skrulls are some of my absolute favorite aliens in the comics, if not my favorite alien species. So I was totally thrilled, totally excited to see that. Well, on set, we also got to go through the wardrobe trailer. You guys, I saw the late great Stan Lee's costume. It was labeled with his name. We saw his little shoes and his shirt and his pants. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Now, of course, he was still alive at the time. But it still felt really incredible to like put my hand on the pants that he was going to be wearing. A legend was going to be wearing. I also got to see a lot of Brees costumes, which here's a really super fun fact. They have different versions of the costume. So there's like the clean, regular costume. There's a costume that's a little beat up. There's a costume that's really beat up. And the reason they do this, they told us, is so that if they have to go back and film, let's say there's already been a war or a battle, a fight, and Bree's costume, the Kree costume, is now ripped in places. Well, if they have to film something from before, they want to have a perfect suit that hasn't been messed with, right? So very smart. They have several different versions. They do this for everybody. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see any of Jude Law's costumes. He had not started filming at the time. So, you know, they all said like names and I was like, So we technically didn't know if he was Marvel at the time or not, or somebody else or whoever. We had no idea who Jude Law was. And we didn't even get to see his stuff in there. All we knew he was part of the movie. We also got to see costumes from Phil Coulson, Clark Gregg, super exciting. We got to see his stuff hanging up in there, which was amazing. Samuel L. Jackson stuff was in there, Nick Fury. It was so cool to see all this stuff, all of the shoes, all of the costumes, just everything. And I will tell you, there were like 5 different 9 Inch Nails shirts for Bree, which is actually what she was wearing when we saw her filming. But she was just so nice. And after they came and they took a photo with us, it was really great. Samuel L. Jackson actually came up behind me and started looking at my tattoo and was joking with me, asking why Nick Fury was not on here. I mean, I really have no room for him. And clearly it's Guardians of the Galaxy. But hey, if Samuel L. Jackson wants me to find a spot for Nick Fury, I'm going to try to find a spot for Nick Fury. I'm just saying. But he was super nice. Bree was really nice. She was definitely in character, which was really cool to see. It was just an amazing day on the set. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you have any questions for me, please leave them below and I will answer them. I am really making a commitment to make sure I answer all of your questions. But it was just an amazing experience, a once-in-a-lifetime experience, something that I will remember for the rest of my life, especially as a giant Marvel fangirl. It was amazing. And then that night I went to see Infinity War, right? I was one of the first people to see Infinity War. Scarlett Johansson was like 3 rows behind me, which was pretty incredible. And then I went to the after party and I turned 34 that night. My birthday was that night. So that was pretty amazing. I got to hang out with Michael Rooker and it was just a great night, an amazing day, something I will never, ever forget. Ever. But again, if you have any questions, feel free to comment below and let me know. Be sure to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, guys. And yeah, I was on the set of Captain Marvel. I was on the set of Captain Marvel.